For this video, I wanted to do essentially a wellness check-in. Probably do this every so often. I changed locations. It's my last video today, in my mom's guest room. So basically, how I'm feeling. I have a lot of pain now in my right breast. Like it's just so much more obvious that, there's something there. And I wear a sports bra most of the time. But it just like sleeping, turning over, hugging people, it can be quite sensitive. And I guess what you would classify like phantom pain, I feel on my left side all the time. So I'm taking a mixture of like Aleve, and if I get anxiety, my like regular doctor prescribed me some lorazepam. Um, most days are pretty good. It really helps when you have a full weekend to not think about things too much. So coming off the like Sunday, I'm usually feeling great again and happy and active. Like yesterday, we went for a hike. But then, the real world comes back Monday morning, and so I got a lot done today. But I'll get into that in a few. And so just trying to stay positive, and everything informational wise is overwhelming. Support and love from everyone is overwhelming. Um, Thoughts about what's next is overwhelming. So, yeah, I think that's a lot of why I wanted to do video, just because talking to everyone about how I'm feeling and, what's next and stuff over and over, it's really hard and draining. Um, and, it makes you almost more emotional because you're really like analyzing your feelings and what's next, who you are, how everybody else is feeling, how you can support them, and it's just like this turmoil, inner battle all the time. But anyways, I digress. I want to do something like high-low, and I've been reading this podcast or listening to this podcast by Audrey and Jeremy Roloff from the Little People Big World. They branched off from that, but they wrote a book called Love Letter Life, and they are devout Christians, and they do something called Roses and Thorns. But it's essentially like high-low, positive, negative, type of thing. And so I guess my high, is we had a great weekend, surprised my sister for her 30th. We're able to go to the coast and stay at a property and just kind of relax in the pool, relax at the beach, try new places. It was just really fun to have family time like we normally would have. And then things have really been fast tracked, it feels like. I have a supportive medical team, people I like. It's all coming together, which is always like a sign to me that it's meant to be, like the way that things are going is what's supposed to happen, type of thing. You catch my drift. I guess the low for me right now is I still have to get my CT scan, MRI, all of that stuff that's going to show if there's cancer anywhere else in my body, and that is kind of scaring the crap out of me. And so once that's done, we can really focus on the work ahead and getting me healthy and putting the treatment plan into works. So and then, so what's going on this week? So today I was supposed to have a like telemedicine conference with a nurse practitioner at Dr. King's practice to discuss the genetic results that we did last week. They basically drew my blood and sent it off to a lab to see if there were any markers for cancer that we might need to be aware of or proactive for. One example was if I had the marker for ovarian cancer, they might recommend that I remove my ovaries. And it might not be now, but it might be something I have to think about down the road. And then the test itself is twofold. So any markers that I get, I can share with my sisters, with my parents, with other family members who it might pertain to as well. So the results weren't ready though. So she just told me what we were looking at, what we would be doing, how, so she provides a letter and information that I could share with the family. And that's how that would proceed. But I think it's still in the lab being processed. So once that happens, I'm sure I'll have another telemedicine appointment with her. And then I am looking at alternative ways to kind of help with mental health, or like ways to relieve stress and not necessarily like go after the cancer, but like naturopathic ways to help my body cope with chemo, with the stress that's going on my body like daily almost. And so looking at getting appointments with a chiropractor. Maybe I can get massage, acupuncture. If there's any videos that you guys have, there's a ton now, I feel like, because of the COVID stuff for meditating. All of that is really good stuff. Anything that's healthy, that's not going to interact or um, try and interfere with any treatments I have, all welcome things. And trying to exercise, drink lots of water, all the usual things. And then I do have an appointment with a psychologist tomorrow, so that'll be good. Just finally start getting some stuff off my chest. It's hard, really hard to talk about your feelings to family and friends, because they just have so much concern and love for you. And I'm looking forward to kind of sharing my most inner thoughts and ways to uh, just live a little bit healthier and like mentally, and try and get out of my funk that I get in sometimes. Um, and then I spent like an hour and a half or so with the Austin Radiological. They're called ARA, so they do all the diagnostic imaging. And so we have appointments for next week with the breast MRI on one day, and then the next day will be the bone scan and the CT scan. So that's all happening next week. And then I had a great conversation with the Breast Cancer Resource Center in Texas. They assign someone to you that's basically called a patient navigator. And this particular woman has experienced breast cancer herself, and she's younger. She has children, and she really helps. She's certified, but I think it's a program that's like not like a nonprofit, and they're just purely a resource center for people who have just been newly diagnosed with cancer. If you get a chance to check it out, please do, on their website. But she called today, and we spent a good half hour talking about myself, my situation, what I'm most worried about. But there's a lot of programs out there, I guess, that will help financially, help with support in like meeting with other people of a like situation. And she is available essentially anytime questions come up. So it was kind of a relief to hear that there was assistance, with housing if you needed it, with co-pays. If my insurance doesn't cover everything moving forward, maybe there's I could get signed up with Medicaid. She's gonna send me to this Facebook group of young women in the area. There's gonna be a meeting on Thursday, like a Zoom meeting, to talk about coping mechanisms and that kind of thing. I did mention the fertility specialist and being recommended for that, and she said that there could be programs to help financially in that regards. And so it was a really a nice conversation, I think, because while the questions, when asked by a stranger, might feel invasive, she purely wanted to know the answers so that she could help me if like I needed it. And so that was really nice. And then she recommended that since I hadn't heard from the medical oncologist, that I reach out to them and ask about the appointment, because I can't do anything regarding treatment, getting my port like entered installed until we've had a conversation. And so I went ahead and called Dr. Klein after talking to the patient navigator at the resource center, and they called me back. So my appointment will be tomorrow with that, to get things moving forward. So that was all good stuff. And then I guess just finish with who I'm thankful for. Family, of course, but everyone who has the little touches. I got these beautiful flowers from Brittany and Kelsey, just saying that they are thinking of me and they love me. It's nice to be able to wake up and see those every morning. And then my mom got me these socks that say "Fight Like a Girl," and I love them. Can't wait to wear them. And Mom got a bunch of masks made for all of us, and I picked this one that says peace on it. And so those are my little thankful fors this week and today. And I'll probably have an update tomorrow after I meet with the oncologist. So, anyways, thanks to anybody who's now subscribing. The channel is live. Videoing yourself is weird. And I will keep you all updated. Bye.